Trip, only two on my client is beach. Oh yeah, full of tender girls, yes. We are I love flying to Hawaii like it's close to me. Got 5 hours to the land with an ocean breeze. Scenic views, good food, and the woman tender. To the islands with a culture blender.
Tell me something about the water.
It is oh so tender.
Are there beaches everywhere?
Take a drive and end up on the side of the road. Stop it is a must. Take a list.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. I say welcome back because some people have been watching our other recaps. I am here with James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. It is up on your screen. He is our co-host. He is always here with us. We're going to discuss Basketball Wives Orlando. We're going to go over season 1. This is a new, show, episode 6. I am putting his channel on the screen. We want to help build each other. We're both on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so we hope that you guys subscribe and all of that. He'll probably get monetized before me because he follows the rules. I really don't. Anywho, we're about to go over the Basketball Wives Orlando. I'm cracking up. XO Vodka says, you said you do the recap in your car. Couldn't you pre-record it and air it as a live stream? I could pre-record it. That is actually true, but the problem is the show airs when I'll be traveling. But I do have a pre-recorded live that you're in. I'm dropping shit, Lord. That you are in for Beth's birthday. My husband's birthday is Thanksgiving. He's a turkey baby. His mom always says she got so full that he came out. Moving it along, we're gonna get into this. It's true. That's what she says. Hi, Kathy. She watches us and she loves you.
I love you too. Hey, Mom.
She's so sweet. Anywho, we're gonna get into Orlando. So Mackenzie and Rashad go out together, and Mackenzie and Rashad are funny to me because first you kept him a secret to where your dad and your family doesn't know anything about this man. We find out that Rashad is a part of a love triangle. He is so Danielle Miller, who is a cast member on the show, that is her baby daddy, who she was with for 10 years, who she broke up with because he kept cheating. And allegedly, they broke up in March, but he was with Mackenzie in February. So if y'all do the math and you carry the comma and the 2 and the 7, then you know that they were messing with each other when they shouldn't be. And Mackenzie is just like in La La Land about it. She's in La La Land.
I mean, yeah, because it gives beyond delusional for me.
She's delusional.
Although I'm one of those people, once again, if you do not have legal binding paperwork with somebody, you cannot get mad if they decide to go be with somebody else, no matter how it happens. That's what you have to understand. When y'all women don't require certain things of men, you cannot complain when the shit unravels and then you can't tie it back together again. You cannot do that. I'm sorry. That is not how life works. What's going to happen, what happened with you is going to happen with her in a matter of time. That's just how these cycles, because nobody requires anything of men. Either you let them get all your juice, you let them get them pregnant, and y'all. And the thing about it is that whole septic of women literally thinking, oh, if I have this baby, we're going to get married. That doesn't work, and it never did. So whatever auntie created that shit, yeah.
So listen, he gave us a word. That's actually true, and I actually appreciate you for saying that because it is what it is. Leona is back. She said she didn't watch this, so I'm cracking up. So we're gonna go over it. So Mackenzie meets with Rashad, and they finally show themselves as being in a relationship, and they go to a horse ranch. I don't really care that he owns a farm or any of that. And they are in Minnesota. I guess that is where he's from. And she says that her last relationship, being public, caused lots of issues in the relationship that led to them breaking up. And she says that this is not going to happen with her and Rashad. She has no concern that her relationship with Rashad will end the way it did with her ex. He is a public figure. He is actively still in the league. And from what I got watching him on camera, he gave fuckboy energy. That's all I can say. Did he not? I mean, you could tell he don't care about having fun, but I don't think it's nothing that deep.
No, that's why I said delusions of grandeur is her middle name because I promise you, not only did he give that kind of energy, but then also he gave dismissive energy, and it's like, well, goddamn, like I'm starting to think she's a glutton for punishment, both her and Danielle.
I think that Danny was probably caught in like that teenage love thing with her dude from the timeline that they were together and stuff. And the kid, I think with Mackenzie, she does this with everybody she dates. She's insane. But, you know, I just had to point that out because she just seems slow. Leona's saying, speak on it, James. Yes, he is speaking on out. I'm trying to tell y'all, come for some wisdom, a word, some tea. James will give it to you. Subscribe to his fucking channel. Moving it along, we see Nikki and she's inviting the group to an event that she's going to have, a little slumber party or whatever. So just keep that in mind. Nothing really happened with that. We did see Morgan. Morgan is misery and she likes to have company, you know, if y'all get the term. It's just like it seems like she's sitting in her anger of her divorce and all of this. That's what
you know why she's sitting in that anger, because she doesn't know who to give the anger to. She doesn't know who caused it. We can, because to me, I think it's more than just the mama. I think it's more than just the mama. I think it's more than the product of that affair that happened between her father, biological father, and the mama. I think it's more so life just disappoints her all the time. And the problem is when you don't compartmentalize the disappointments versus the actual good that comes out of it, because you don't know. It actually may be a good thing that your father's not in your life. Because if he can do that to his wife and get with your mama, I'm pretty sure he has maybe a slew of other children.
Ooh, listen.
So you might want to count your blessings that you may not have been in that house.
You brought up something that's important. So we see Morgan at home and we know she's close with her mom. We saw her in like the first episode and she talks to her mom about anything. She speaks about some of the issues she has with the ladies. And then she ends up speaking about her ex and they bleep this man's name out. I said, that's some fucking beef. Like to break up with somebody and you don't even want your name mentioned on the show when we know who you are based on her.
I was going to say, didn't they announce him in that first episode?
Oh, right. Y'all men is hella.
Didn't Mehgan
They didn't say his name, but
they did say his name.
They have said his name. So I'm like, why are they bleeping it out now? Maybe
because Mehgan said, hey, I used to mess with, and she said, I don't remember the name. But they definitely said that man's name on this show.
It's weird that maybe because she did. So
no, I think he filed a gag order in the middle of this episode playing.
That's what I think happened because he served her. And that's why she is upset and stressed out. Her ex served her with papers because he wants to pay less child support. Child, he probably found out she had some type of an income from this show, and before the shit could air, the check.
And I hate when men do that. And I hate when men do that.
Yeah,
that is.
He obviously feels away. Yeah, it's pathetic, especially like, look, bruh, she probably would stay with you if you would have just kept your, you know what, in your pants, like, so you don't get. And then
stop going over there with Ashley and meeting up with women and shit.
Listen, whatever the hell going on. So, you know, it is what it is. They're obviously still in a place that's tumultuous. They don't speak. His name is bleeped out. I find that very strange. I know they have like co-parenting apps and stuff that some people use, and it sounds like Morgan and her ex need that. But she cries about it to her mom, and then she ends up apologizing to her mother because she basically, Morgan's dad was with her mother, and then her mother found out that he had a whole nother family and was dealing with a bunch of different women. Sounds like he had families. And because of that, when Morgan's mom got pregnant, she was considering giving up Morgan for adoption. Morgan brings that up. It talks about how she has abandonment issues because of her dad. And in my opinion, you know, the little therapist in training that I am, a lot of people could say, you have abandonment issues, and it has to do with your dad because he wasn't there. He's never been there. So while it sucks that he's not there, it's not technically abandonment, from her perspective, I'm kind of thinking that some of her abandonment issues are coming from the fact that her mother felt the need to tell her that she almost gave her up for adoption. So
I
she
agree.
probably felt like she never belonged as much as her other siblings and family members. James is agreeing. So
I agree. No, because
yeah.
that's exactly what I think as well.
Yeah, and she probably, because her mother is there and so supportive, I feel like she's struggling as an adult, which all adults do at some point. She's looking at her mom differently. I think it impacts some of her behaviors, and I think that's why she's a mean girl. Because yes, she has daddy issues, but she is mean to these women, in my opinion.
It's like, it's a bitter mean. It's like, damn, like
bitter
that's
mean.
why I
She's
say
angry.
No, it is. It's like an angry scowl. Like, to me, it's like, that's why I said I don't know who did it, and I can't tell you who caused it. But what I can say is that if she does not get proper treatment and help for this, it's going to end up being more dangerous than a reality TV show and you just pointing your fingers in women's faces and shit. It's going to become more dangerous. I need her to really. This is why I say Iyanla shouldn't have retired.
She's unhinged, and she needs somebody to get in her ass. And unhinged doesn't always mean you're going crazy, but you can tell that she's battling within herself.
Yes.
Something. I think it shows a lot through this episode. We'll talk about it a little more when you look at how Danny's kind of trying to do the right thing, but Morgan seems unable, uninterested, and unwilling to do the right thing. She a mean girl. I wish a bitch would do me like her. She would have been dragged, but I'm a different person now. So, why you do that, James? I don't drag
people. Because here's the thing. We ain't got to go that far. We ain't got to go that far because when the rubber meets the road, when we actually physically fight, that does not resolve anything. His mouth is still gonna run because you didn't kill me. And at the end of the day, if we live in the same area, you still gonna see me. Because I ain't going nowhere. I'm not
hiding. You could drag a bitch and snatch her up in the right way. Do her like Draymond did at that basketball game the other night. Just, take her by the neck.
And the thing about it is, when he go to the fool's hometown, you still gonna see him. So I don't understand what the hell. I don't understand what the hell that was supposed to do. That's just a fight is so pointless to me at this. Now that I'm in my 30s, it is pointless to do that shit. This mouth is still gonna run. It is still gonna do exactly what it did before you hit. So I'm sorry, it ain't nothing gonna change. You need to be better about you, and maybe you be able to take it differently, and maybe that will help.
See, and that's where we're different and opposites attract, because I don't have patience for like people talking to me the way that Morgan has talked to some of these women that acted. I don't have the patience for it. I'm either gonna leave and not deal with you at all, or if you like get in my face and try me, then I'm gonna have to do the same thing back in return. But hey,
you know what I learned to do, and my favorite Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Housewives taught me, when people do that shit, you just go like that, and that's exactly what you do, and that's exactly what I do from now on. I don't even get mad no more. I laugh because this shit looks stupid, and it's gonna be, and I'm gonna laugh. Jokes are supposed to be funny, right? That's exactly what you do.
This is why I love him. He's a wonderful human. So moving it along, the next thing we see, because we're there about this episode was like not much.
All over the second place. Yeah, it
was everywhere. So we did see Nique and Mulan meet, and now listen, y'all know I don't talk about kids and stuff. I don't play that stuff. But listen, Mulan's sisters is bad as hell. Okay, they came into her house because they done stole a car, a Mustang, and drove to Miami. Then they come to Mulan's house, and she's trying to be there for her siblings. She's got hella siblings, 9 on one side, 6 on the other, and it's a fucking disaster. She notices that her $150,000 Rolex and her Chanel are missing, along with a couple of other very expensive items. And she says they've only been missing since these little girls have come to her home, and because of it, she sent them back home, as she should have. And I get it. They're bad. As a sibling, I am the oldest of 4, especially as the older sibling. I get where she's coming from, wanting to be there for your sibling, but I think we have to remember, as older siblings, even when we're adults and stable and your siblings are still younger. My little brother's 10 years younger than me. Let your parents do the parenting. And if they're not, then all you can do is be a support system for your siblings. you know, help talk to them, uplift them. But it's not our jobs as older siblings to parent. I don't care what old African hymn or Southern scripture tells you that you're supposed to. You're not. It's your
You're not.
parents' job
And
to take care of the fucking kids that they brought into the world. Not you, Mulan. Not you.
when I'm telling you, I miss you too, Liana. When I tell you, stealing my Rolex, when I tell them the girls be up at the juvenile detention center so quick before I can even open my mouth, yes, they
And
will be
that's
at
what
the
they
juvenile
need.
detention.
That's what they need.
Yes, they need to be scared straight because there's no way I'm about to sit up here and you gonna take my shit and you just gonna get away. And my response is, I need to call mama or somebody. I need to call somebody to come get. No,
I wouldn't have even sent them back on the plane. I would have had the ass on the damn Greyhound or something. I ain't got
I would have had their ass in the back of the police car, and I would have knocked on the window, talking about some. You make sure you write. You do what you're told, and when you get out, we gonna find you somewhere. We gonna get you some jobs, and I'm sorry, you're not finna do this. You finna go to jail. You finna go to jail. You stealing. You need to learn that that's never okay.
No, for real. For real.
Yeah, that's never okay to do. I'm your sibling. You gonna steal from your sibling? The one that actually is helping you
from anybody.
Anybody.
But no, you're right, because jail, they graduated from a $30,000 Mustang to a $150,000 Rolex watch. Listen, little kleptomaniacs. Listen, I agree. I agree. Leon says they better not be lying on the kids for a storyline. I don't think she's lying. But what I will say is I agree with this comment. Beat they ass. Listen, but their mama probably not gonna do it, but I believe it whooping their ass.
I don't know if I can beat them. I might I might spray them with the water hose. Hell, who knows? Let's see. Yeah, because I can't just beat them kids. Hell, I might just
not the water hose. Listen, all I know is I think taking them to jail.
That motherfucker go full blast and start spraying their motherfucking ass. Yes. Where my shit? That's it. Yes. And start tear their ass up with that water hose. Yeah.
The jail thing, I know in California over 400, that's a felony. Send them to jail, and if you be in it, they're under 18. So let them get their felony. They'll be out, and it will be gone from their record. Listen, they need their ass whooped. Anywho, Leona said, "Hey, I had a sibling burn my car down. You'd be surprised, but that's a story for another day." Girl, stuff like that. Unfortunately, families be a hot mess. Yeah, I remember that. That was an interesting time.
Sorry, baby. That was terrible.
So then with this meeting with Nique and Mulan, we then, after Mulan explains the drama with her kleptomaniac siblings, we then see Nique talk about how she wants to apologize and move on. She was wrong to, hit the women at, Mulan's event a few weeks ago. And then we find out that Nique made a joke on the live, and Mulan wasn't really tripping about that because she's not as close, about how she got hit by putting herself in some business that had nothing to do with her. It doesn't mean that she deserved to be hit. It's a show, so you know that she had to be in business that has nothing to do with her. So I hate when they kind of ignore those things. It just irks my entire soul. But basically, Mulan is upset with Danielle because of this, because they were building a bond. They were playing basketball together and all these things. And honestly, Danielle looked like one of them bitches that was like, Morgan's more popular, I'm going to stand by her side. Like, they're part of that BBMC, the Bitter Baby Mama Club. We've talked about this. I just don't understand Morgan and Danielle's dynamic. It's annoying. It's obviously a trauma bond based on their hate for their men and heartbreak. But Mulan says that she's going to give the ladies a taste of their own medicine. So I'm like, oh, Lord. She is not over it. And honestly, I get where she's coming from, because it's like, damn, like this happened and then you had to apologize after someone else told you about it. Take it for what it is, Mulan, and now you know how to move with her and what to expect. Getting revenge and doing all that ain't gonna fix shit, in my opinion.
I don't know what she thought.
Especially women like Morgan and Danny. They don't have the ability to hear from other people something and then that something changed for the positive, in my opinion.
First of all, you can't make sense to... First of all, you can't try to make sense to somebody who's delusional about their own reality. You can't make sense of that to them because they're already delusional in their own reality. So you honestly, y'all was better off just walking away and letting them think whatever they thought than versus what they did here. Like, this was just stupid to me. I don't be having time.
Yeah, I agree. It's just too much. So let's see. Next thing we see is Danny, whatever the hell she chooses to go by. She's with the coach. She's playing basketball, she did play professionally at one point overseas. So she's trying to get back into that. Explains how it helps her mental health. And what I will say is the show's called Basketball Wives. Half of these bitches ain't wives, may never be wives, and or divorced. So it's nice to have at least women who have a relationship with basketball on their own accord. So I will give Danielle that. It seems like she is somewhat receptive to her behavior. So I'll give her that. Mm-hmm. Next thing we see is Mackenzie and Rashad's dumb. Ooh. We see Mackenzie and Rashad. Let me not call them dumb. But I will say I did have to put in my notes. He does seem delayed, just a tad. All these men, from Tony to Rashad, they seem like something wrong with them. But they go to dinner, and I noticed the whole time, and I don't know if you noticed, and you probably did because you're a man. Every time she spoke, he took the opportunity. I seen his eyes. Like, he was just focused on her titties. She's got a great rack. And he just kept looking at them. That man don't want nothing from her, but probably to see her sit on top of his tillywhacker with her top bouncing. I don't think he really liked her all that much. I didn't sense no type of connection. And then this is what to me proved my point. She tells him that she holds him near and dear, to her heart. He did not feel the same way. He did not say the same thing in return. And, but then he goes further to explain, like, I ain't gonna give you no title. What you mean you ain't gonna give her no title? This girl got you on here as the girlfriend of you.
That's why I said delusional. Like, there's no way on this earth that I'm gonna make a complete fool of myself. Think that I'm in a relationship with somebody. They know I'm on a fucking TV show. And you gonna sit here in my face, play in my face, and tell me, well, I'm not gonna put a title on us. We beyond that at this point.
Listen,
we're beyond that. Where the fuck are you? Where is your mind?
The thing of it, like, for most people, this is not about being woman or man. Like, the moment somebody tells you they're not putting a title on you, run, be done. Or if you stay around for dick, have no expectations. I had someone that I knew, and she had a boy that she dealt with. She got with him, and he was like, I don't want a relationship at all, no title. And, but he was like, well, we could have sex. And this little girl really sat there dealing with him for over 2 years, held him down in jail and all of this stuff. She only got a title when he went to jail and all his friends and people disappeared. And then he got out of jail, and she starts finding out about secret friends, people putting money on his books, all this other shit. She really should have went on Love After Lockup. But I say that to say, if somebody not willing to give you a title, then you need to go, because people know what they want. And if somebody don't give you a title, that means they don't know that they want you, or they know that they don't want you, in my opinion.
They want what you can give them. And that's just
right.
Literally what it is. And I can't even talk, because it's just, I've never seen a level of stupidity the way I see it here. Like, the level of ridiculousness is like, first of all, you never be with someone who does not want to be with you. Mackenzie. And the fact that this man just publicly just embarrassed you should just even give you further input of where your relationship is going, which is probably nowhere. Relationship probably ain't going nowhere, probably ain't finna do nothing. So what are you doing? So, girl, I can't with these people. I can't with any of them. Just terrible. Mrs. Best is frozen, or is it me? She'll be back, you guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, like I was saying, stupidity. Mackenzie is just beyond to me. I just looked at that whole situation and I'm like, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And that's the thing you guys got to understand. when you try to give these high profile men, like men who play sports, men who are athletes, men who do that, y'all are better off getting them when they're retired because then they have the time and then they have the energy to deal with you. He on the road, he playing games. All he worried about is some ass at the end of the day. That's all he wants. And I think that Mackenzie is ridiculous. And I feel like this is what happened with the last old boy. The one that Nique is with, I keep forgetting his name. The one that she walked the baby 3 condos down to go with. I feel like that's the same shit that happened with him. That's how he got with Nique. I feel like she is just repeating the same cycle over and over and over again. So I don't feel bad for her at all. I hope I'm wrong, and I'm willing to be wrong, y'all.
I'm back. I don't know if you saw my internet. There's hella windy, a tree. Like
No, you good. I was just talking about Mackenzie, and I was just giving them the game about everything. I was holding your channel down.
Thank you. I felt so bad. I apologize. We have crazy wind and weather here in the Bay Area right now. I live right on the water. All I saw was a tree branch come down and fly. I hoped it didn't, and then I lost the service. So I'm here.
And that's my and I agree, Leona. What Leona just said, highlight her last comment, 927, and I agree with that. They want them, and I don't understand what the appeal of that is. Like I don't understand why that appeals to them to get them while they're hot and on the court when you can get them if they retire and actually get what you want out of them. You're not going to get what you want out of them if they're
not settled.
Yeah, they're not settled. They are on the move and they're on the go.
Yeah.
Men cannot most men, I'm not going to say all of them. Most men cannot compartmentalize, okay, work, travel, on the road, one woman, that's it. Most men cannot contain that.
But at least he was honest. Rashad said that he wants openness, but that he will let her know if he gets another side.
But see, that's the thing. I feel like, and I said when you went away, I feel like she's repeating a cycle because I feel like that's what happened with the first baby daddy, the one that Nique is with. I feel like they did that exact same shit. He ended up with Nique. I feel like
she's just sleeping with whoever will take her in the league, hoping somebody will marry her.
They're gonna end up with somebody else. That's the thing. And I feel like she's repeating the same cycle. I said she's doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Leona, you make a good point too with that other comment. They think that pussy's gonna keep them there, but it's pussy all around the world and free pussy at that. So of course they're gonna be. It's common sense. She's going for this type of man. You're not gonna find.
And for some of them, ass too.
Okay, y'all. I'm just on one with James today. So I just equated from that sign that scene with Mackenzie and Rashad that she is slow, and I understand why Danielle is not with Rashad anymore. Danny, why are you fighting over this man who ain't shit?
You said wasn't shit.
Yeah, you said he's not shit.
Let's put inference on that. You said he wasn't shit, and you say he was manipulative. What the fuck is you arguing for?
And still say, well, I'll
be happy that's Mackenzie's problem. Hell, I'll be happy as a motherfucker if I went through all of that. You can have that motherfucker. Bye. Like the hell?
I cannot. So
yes.
The next thing we find out is that Raheem, who was the brother to Dwayne Bacon, he was murdered outside of a club. He was close to Nique, as that is her man. So apologies for my man in the background. He's going to work. But I definitely will just say condolences on that situation and kudos to you for continuing to film. But Nique already has a social media platform of millions. So, shout out to her. Moving it along, we then see Morgan doing her daughter's hair. There's not much I can say. That child got hair. Let me tell you, when your mom can do hair, you're going to have hair. Okay. My friend's daughter, she's got hair. I'm not going to say her name on this live because we protect the babies, but to the person commenting on this show, she has a daughter with a lot of hair, and that's because she know how to do hair. I'm just saying. The girl had hair. But I wish they would show Morgan more in her element of being a mom and not as much with the ladies. With the ladies, she's just unhinged and angry, but you could tell with her kids, she's a good mom. So moving it along, we then see Nikki's event, the Hot Mess Express that it was. And we see Ashley in the car with her man, and they're on the way to the event, and they're talking about things. And I didn't understand why they showed that to us, but it is what it is. And then Nique shows up first to the event, and You know, we find out at the event that there's supposed to be no phones so that there could be no bullshit. You know, Nikki wants everything to go peaceful. And for those who forget, as I'm gonna remind you every video, this is the same Nikki Nicole who dated 4 until his little penis came out. That is exactly how it went. That's what it did, and that's what it was. Good for you for getting out, sis. I can't imagine. So we did see Lindsay come, and I'll be forgetting she's part of the cast, but she is pregnant. And Mulan shows up. Basically, everyone shows up to the event except for Morgan and Danny. And then the mean girls show up, and they come in okay, but I could tell that there's going to be some shit with Morgan, because this is where she tells us she was served by her ex-husband because he don't want to pay as much child support. And Morgan blames, at this point, Morgan blames the fact that air exists on Ashley. She says that Ashley is the person who gave her address to her ex-husband. Honey, a process server came to your door and you have money because of this man. I could probably find your address, dude. That's how the rapper, rest in peace, Pop Smoke, somebody found the address that he had. It was a mistake, but people be finding the address of celebrities. Look at the Housewives of Atlanta. Half of them have been robbed in recent seasons. Married to Medicine. Like, it's nothing to find an address. So for her to blame that on Ashley was a little too much for me. I think she's just trying to make Ashley look like an enemy. And I don't fully care for Ashley, but I don't mind her thus far on the show. So basically, you know, she thinks Ashley leaked the address, and immediately my mind, why does Morgan and Danielle keep showing up to places knowing they're unhappy with people and knowing that they're not willing to be adults and be cordial so that everyone else can have a good time? Do your job. If y'all wasn't on TV and this was a job, right? Y'all would have been written up or fired for misconduct. This is not okay. Just show up, smile, throw shade, and leave. Every time they come around, it's like the dark cloud comes.
Right.
I can't stand it. So they're there, and all they do is throw shade at, you know, Ashley and all of them. And I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. So they play this game. They're trying to play games and have a good time. And the game has little cards or whatever that they ask questions and they're supposed to answer. Honestly, it's supposed to be like a team building and bonding type of thing. But the questions, they get a little messy. They ask Ashley a question, and it was just like a setup, in my opinion. You ask her a question, you know you're not going to accept the answer to the question. And it's just a hot ass mess. So we did see Morgan stand up on Ashley, go off about the address, and then security intervenes and she's like, I will kill you over messing with my kids.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell we go from an argument to talking about some kids. I'm trying to figure out where y'all women do that at. Because we could be arguing about a steak being well done, and you could say, well, my kid's hungry. And it's like, we ain't arguing about that. We arguing about how something is prepared. And then you want to throw in a sidebar of kids. Like, all women do that. Evelyn has done that on Basketball Wives with the whole talking about her daughter. Then what nobody even talking about, we talking about your parenting. And then we have another situation, like on these reality shows, we could talk about somebody's parenting, how somebody is as a spouse, and then they always want to throw in kids and family as if that's what we ask for. It's like, no. And I'm like, I need y'all to understand the context. When you argue with somebody, we're arguing about the context of what the argument is about, not what you want to throw into it to satisfy a point. And I feel like that's exactly what she did. And it was so annoying and it was so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you pretty much summed it up. It was unnecessary. Morgan, how dare you stand up on somebody who's sitting down? Morgan is a bully. I want to see Morgan keep the same energy with one of them women in there who might be able to square up and have a fair fight with her. I haven't seen her do that. I've seen her get at Ashley, and I've seen her attempt to talk to everybody else. And it's looking a little bully-like. And this is why people make those accusations.
Yes, exactly. It's looking like I could probably physically take you. So I'm going to bully you because you're not going to do anything. And see, And this is why I loved Cece from when you remember that season where Evelyn got thrown in the bushes. This is why I love the Cece person because y'all thought that that lady was passive and scared of y'all, and she told y'all do not want these problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I said exactly that. Y'all do not want these problems, Evelyn. So yes, that's and see, and I feel like Ashley. I don't know. Maybe I'm probably over exaggerating a little bit, and forgive me. But I feel like Ashley probably is bad about it. She just kind of contained herself because she has businesses. She has things that she has shit to lose.
She has some, yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
what I
she
was going
has
to
shit
say.
to
Because
lose.
Ashley
So
has
she's not
not
going to go back and forth
ran
for
or
sure.
shaken or looked shooketh by Morgan one bit. As somebody who's truly scary, I was watching that baddie show with my hair braider. And who was it? Whoa, Vicky. When somebody came to that chick sprinted away from a fight. I said, now that is scary. But Ashley just be sitting there poised like, bitch, you ain't gonna do shit security here. So that tells me if she wanted to get down, she might be able to, but she's gonna act right on this show. So
I'm about to say, or maybe she knows some moves or some shit. Damn, maybe
that's
she
some
know how to do an
moves.
L. Maybe she got to like, you should not do her elbows or something like that. People do that shit now. So maybe she not do some of that shit. Like an elbow move. Like bitch, I'm a knock this
I can't
elbow.
stand you, James.
I'm just saying, some people may not be a fighter, but they know how to shove you and they hit you with their right elbow and shit and break your nose.
What
I,
Richard with their
I,
right
I,
elbow?
kn- I, I knew somebody who did that shit in college. I would never forget that shit. I was at a party, and that's exactly what the motherfucker did. He shoved that little boy, and when I tell you he elbowed the fuck out of him and broke his nose, I said, "Well, damn, I didn't know
Hey, it
you could
won't
hurt
hurt
somebody
either.
like that."
I mean, you might
It
have to
showed the
start,
fuck wrong. You might get a funny bone reaction, but that shit
but
ain't
that
gonna hurt.
goes away in a couple of.
Yeah, exactly. He did not waste his hand. He got that elbow and knocked the shit and broke that motherfucking nose. So that's how I know, sometimes people know how to do certain shit for survival.
I'm so done with him because he's right. I'm cracking up. So I'll tell you, we pretty much at the end of this, but the last thing that happens is Mulan chimes in to comment in the midst of all of the chaos. No, Danny becomes a voice of reason basically between everybody, and Mehgan goes, "Well, maybe you deserve the award," which could have worked, because she's done so cool. I was dying. Nique took that award back so quick. She giving that bitch shit. Because she act right once. I was dying.
That shit
But
was funny as hell. Yeah.
Danny did try to be the voice of reason. She did do better than she's done in every episode. It seems like she's getting a little less and less bitter, but I don't know if that's because of PR or because it's genuine. So I can't tell right now. But Mulan ends up
It
chiming in.
didn't seem genuine.
It didn't. But Mulan chimes in about the live that she complained about, which we discussed earlier in the episode. She wanted to know why Danny was laughing after she apologized and all of that. And Mulan tries to fight Danny. And my thing is, you had the opportunity to fight this girl when y'all met up, just the two of you. But you chose to walk away. Mulan, I was feeling you at first, but then I still stand by some of that. Like, you had to get involved for the show, but at the same time, if you choose to get involved, then you got to choose to go through what shit go through. You might get hit, you might get something. However, Karma, that's whack. You was face to face with that bitch one-on-one in a park. She tried to apologize. You was mad, right? If you wanted to fight her, in my opinion, you should have done that right then and there. Squared up. Do whatever you have to do. Take off. But you want to wait till a bunch of women and a bunch of security guards are around to finally say something at a random time. Like, I don't like that. So then when Mulan tries to fight Danny, we then see Morgan jump in. What the fuck is her lanky ass doing trying to jump in? Morgan needs to learn how to mind her fucking business. She just wants to fight. Because why are you mad at Mulan, Morgan?
Yeah, it gives that shit came out of nowhere. I was like, well, what the fuck did I miss? I had to rewind that shit. I said, wait, did I miss something?
You didn't miss something. Morgan I think she really just wants an excuse to fight.
Right, and let me get this. I don't like Mulan. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's something about her I cannot connect with.
The BBL.
No, it's beyond that. It's beyond that. I think
silly.
I think there's a cognitive dissonance when it comes to her in reality. And I think that's what I don't like. I don't like when people try to disassociate themselves with the reality. It showed itself once with them sisters. And then it showed itself again in this situation with her now wanting to have a problem with. If you really wanted to fight her, you would have fought her when she came up to you, woman to woman. You just said, no, this ain't gonna work. Let's square up now, because I'm sorry. Let's just fight.
That's right. If you want to fight, you're gonna fight. It's
yeah,
not
let's just
gonna
fight,
be no
because
discussion. It's
you
not gonna be no extra nothing.
you gonna hear the girl out. She said what she said. She explained why she was angry. I think she apologized too, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
She apologized and everything. You heard it. You didn't fight her then. So why would you fight her now?
Yep.
That's stupid to me.
And I'm gonna leave it there with what James said on that situation. We saw Ashley channeling that whiteness in her, and we I mean, she says she's half black, but we saw her channel that other 50% of her other side. She called the police.
Ashley, I don't believe the
yeah,
half
there's
black
a lady
thing.
here. We're filming a show.
I don't believe the half black thing. I need you to submit your ancestry online, and I need to see.
Please, and if you're not black, I know a lot of black people will be like, "Oh, don't wear our hairstyles." If you're not black,
it ain't even the hairstyle.
It's
the fact that I cannot find on your face physically, unless you've had work done, I cannot find an African facial feature or genetic disposition on your face that it looks to be African American on your face. You look like every bit of a polished white woman if I ain't never seen one in my life. So I'm not gonna sit up here and play with you.
What I don't like is don't fucking call police when you don't need to. And the reason I say she didn't need to is because you called them because they made a threat. Now, yes, for those who are unsure, and Ashley probably knows this, if you call the police because someone is threatening to kill you, they will get in trouble. It's a terroristic threat. But here's the thing. Ashley did not need to do that. I don't like black people or people who are in groups of black people calling police. You know, we struggle with police in this country. So the last thing we need, y'all already on TV making a fool of us. You don't need to be calling the police on these women when you have security there.
First of all, you signed up to be on the show with all the other members of the Bad Girls Club. I don't understand how you did not think that at any point in time that a threat your way was going to happen. I'm coming on a reality TV show. I'm coming, all bets are off. I know I'm probably either going to cut somebody out or I'm about to physically fight. As long as in that contract you have that neither one of us can sue each other when that happens, then I am fine with all of that. But I'm not going to sit up here and take some little bit of a threat that she said in the heat of a moment, because y'all were filming a fucking show, to be that serious.
Yeah, and actually, you weren't scared.
If y'all were in public. You weren't scared. You didn't look like you were threatened by what she said. You looked like you were just trying to get one up, and you have now the proof because she's willing to fight. And that's why I said, Morgan, you need to go sit in somebody's therapy session and really work through the issues. Like, I need you to be in therapy about 4 days a week. I need you at 4 different therapists, not the same one.
And it looked like you can't fight, Morgan. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, because
I wasn't gonna say all that.
But was all of this and feet through the sky, and I'm like, that's how you gonna take off on something? Why are your legs flailing? What is going on? So I will leave it there. I appreciate everybody who's watching or who is going to watch our live replay once we are no longer live anymore. Truly, we do appreciate you guys. Next week is Thanksgiving. Next week is also my husband's birthday. In addition to that, I have a lot going on and we'll be traveling. So things will be a little different. It's looking like for Mary. So what I'm probably going to do, because Basketball Wives comes on Monday and I will be out of town literally all week long. I'm thinking of going over and or recapping Basketball Wives potentially Tuesday morning, or what I will do is I will wait until the week after Thanksgiving, so week after next, and I will recap 2 episodes in one. So either way, we will be here for you guys. Be sure to tune into James's channel. He will be recapping. He's recapping something without me. I'll be out of town, but be sure.
Bell Collective. I think I'm the Bell Collective.
Oh, Bell Collective. Okay. So you guys be sure to tune into James's channel while I am away. I will have a few pre-recordings, but not too many. If you want to talk shit about some reality TV, there you go. YouTube.com/@symbol. Watch Your Mouth Reviews 833. Very memorable, easy to find. So be sure to go on his channel, subscribe, like, comment. Thank you for being here, James. Stay safe in your storm. Everybody stay warm. Love you all, thugs, and good night.
Love you guys.